Porn-induced erectile dysfunction. Is Viagra a good idea? I'm Dr. Trish Leigh, cognitive neuroscientist and sex addiction recovery coach. Let's break it down in this video. First, let's talk about what causes porn-induced erectile dysfunction. Secondly, we'll discuss Viagra, how it works, and is it a good idea for the thing that causes porn-induced erectile dysfunction? And then third, what you can do to help your cause in a natural way in the long run. Okay, so number one, what causes porn-induced erectile dysfunction? What causes it is that the reward center in your brain becomes desensitized over time because of the heightened arousal that your brain has been conditioned to become used to and then need higher amounts of. Okay, so what do I mean by that? What I mean is when you consume pornography, your brain will build a tolerance level to whatever you're watching. And then before you know it, your brain will need higher levels of arousal. And that's when you'll find yourself clicking into a new tab that brings you to a new land of new stuff to consume in your pornography habit. Now that stuff is designed, it's there intentionally, a discussion for a different day, but it's there intentionally to bait you into higher levels of mental arousal. So when that happens, you're basically desensitizing the reward center in your brain because you're giving it this super normal stimulus and then you're escalating what you're watching so that stimulus becomes even higher. So now it's time to be with your partner who is a normal stimulus and you can't have an erection to be with her. So that is what the problem is. Your brain's conditioned to get all that arousal in the screen. So then when you're with a human being who's not a supernormal stimulus, it literally is not the same and you cannot get to where you need to go in terms of arousal. Okay, that's number one, what causes porn-induced erectile dysfunction. Number two is what does Viagra do to combat that? Well, Viagra acts as a Band-Aid, so it's artificially creating relaxation of the muscles and increased blood flow to your penis. So what that means is that will create an erection, but the problem is it's not having your brain become aroused in a natural way to your partner or to the real life sexual experience that you're about to have. So it's a Band-Aid. You might be able to use it to get where you need to go in the moment, but you're not rewiring your brain or retraining your brain to become aroused by your partner or by a real life sexual experience. And especially if you're still staying in the screen with that heightened arousal, that is going to continue to create problems for you over time. So can you use it if you have a hot Friday night date with your honey so that you can make that date happen? Yes. Is it going to solve your problem in the long run? Absolutely not. The thing that's going to solve your problem in the long run is resensitizing your brain to normal, healthy levels of arousal. And the way that you do that, that's number three, your brain tip strategy for the day, is to stop going into the screen, stop fantasizing, stop euphoric recall of past scenarios that you have viewed or experienced that give you that heightened level of arousal, that massive dopamine deluge into your brain. You need to cut that off because that's what's desensitizing your brain. Simultaneously, it's important to resensitize your brain. So if you have a partner or even if you want a partner, you have to practice getting aroused by your partner and by the real life experiences. So the better option is to not use Viagra and take the slower road to healing your brain by creating new healthy levels of arousal. So what does that look like? It's Friday night, you got that hot date with your honey, and now instead of, taking a Viagra and going at it, in terms of performance, trying to recreate what you've seen in the scene, instead, now it's having vulnerability, sharing what's going on with you, having slower time building arousal, and at the same time, that's resensitizing your brain. That's the work that brings your brain back online. Now, I know that's not the work that many men want to do, but that's what heals your brain from porn-induced erectile dysfunction. So, practicing healthy levels of arousal while staying out of the screen is the number one thing you can do. At the same time, there's one more tip for you today, is that you can use your work and your hobbies and your relationships in terms of friendships and building intimacy to resensitize your brain simultaneously. So when you work at something and it's a bigger goal or a bigger project and you take small steps towards achieving it, you're teaching your brain that small rewards are rewarding towards a big reward. Now, this is different than in a sexual experience, but it can also work over time to heal your brain and to resensitize your brain to take small rewards towards a big reward. And you're doing the same thing when you're building healthy arousal in the bedroom. So small acts of intimacy and sexual experiences and physicality, those become arousing to you. The small things, the medium things, the healthy big things, not the super normal things. And teaching your brain over time that this is what arouses you. You can do that in many ways. Okay, I hope that helps you out. And if you're looking for help on this journey, please go over to drtrishleigh.com. I'm there for you. I'd love to help. And until next time, control your brain or it'll control you.